6. Huge EastEnders spoilers. Linda and Max return, as Zoe Slater faces a terrifying inferno. The week before Christmas in Walford is far from festive. With secrets and tensions boiling over, Linda Carter and Max Branning return to the square just as disaster erupts. A blaze threatens lives and exposes long-buried truths, pulling fractured relationships into the spotlight. It's shaping up to be one of the most dramatic pre-Christmas weeks EastEnders has ever delivered. 1. Jasmine Fisher's true identity is exposed, and a fire tears through Number 20. Chaos erupts when Oscar returns home with Jasmine, who's kept an unnervingly low profile since Cindy's fall. The Beale Brannings are left reeling, and Oscar's choice to bring her back feels reckless, especially with Cindy already shaken. Ian, naturally, wastes no time, fearing Jasmine is a danger to his family. He alerts the police, and under questioning, Jasmine's connection to the notorious Ford family finally comes to light. It's a bombshell reveal, and it confirms what many suspected: Jasmine wasn't just mysterious. She was hiding a deeply dangerous past. Oscar, devastated and confused, ends their relationship. Jasmine tries desperately to make amends, reaching out to someone unexpected for support, a moment that really shows how isolated she's become. But before anyone can process these revelations, a fire erupts at Number 25, tearing through the building and sending shockwaves down the street, and as flames engulf the house, Oscar spots someone trapped inside. 2. Zoe Slater is trapped in the fire as Kat uncovers a devastating truth. Oscar's instincts kick in, and he charges into the burning house to rescue Zoe, a moment that not only cements his courage, but also highlights just how deeply entwined he's become in the Slater family's troubles. Minutes earlier, Kat was on the cusp of something life-changing after weeks of watching Zoe crumble under the pressure of her stalker and her search for her long-lost son. Kat finally uncovers a crucial piece of information. I think this revelation will be huge, something that reframes Zoe's entire journey. But before Kat can tell her daughter, disaster strikes. The fire traps Zoe in the upper floors of Number 25, and Oscar's desperate attempt to reach her sets the stage for one of the most dramatic rescues we've seen in months. 3. Max Branning returns right into the heart of the crisis. Of all the times for Max Branning to make a comeback, he chooses the day Walford descends into flames. Max's return is never straightforward, and this time, it threatens to spark as many emotional fires as the literal blaze at Number 25. His arrival unsettles multiple characters, especially when he rushes to Oscar's side after the rescue attempt. This is the first time Max and Zoe have been face to face since he brutally rejected her, and the tension between them is palpable. The timing couldn't be worse, or, from a dramatic standpoint, more perfect. 4. Linda Carter comes home and instantly finds trouble. Waiting Christmas in Walford wouldn't be complete without the return of Linda Carter, and her homecoming is every bit as dramatic as you'd expect. After months away, Linda is thrust right back into the chaos, including the return of Max, her former lover. Their reunion is awkward, emotionally fraught, and made even more complicated by Linda's secret. Max still doesn't know Annie is his daughter. I think this storyline is about to explode. Too many people know the truth now, and Linda's running out of space to hide. 5. Jasmine reaches breaking point with her past exposed and her relationship shattered. Jasmine is left desperate for stability. She turns to an unexpected ally who sees her pain rather than her crimes. At a crossroads, Jasmine faces a psychological unraveling that could tie together her trauma, her Ford family connection, and her growing desperation. 6. Lily Slater confides in Kat about Jean's deteriorating mental health amid the chaos of fires, returns, and revelations, a quieter but equally heartbreaking storyline unfolds. Lily opens up to Kat about her worries for Jean, whose behaviour has been growing increasingly erratic. From explosive outbursts to emotional withdrawal, Jean is clearly spiralling. I think Lily's fear speaks volumes. She's seen this before. She knows the signs, and her vulnerability here adds a layer of emotional sensitivity to an already heavy week. Kat now faces not just Zoe's crisis, but another family member in deep trouble.
Cảm ơn bạn đã theo dõi kênh. Hẹn gặp lại.
James, bye, breaks silence on his no-brainer decision to leave EastEnders nearly 1 year after Martin Fowler's shocking death. EastEnders fans are still feeling the shockwaves from Martin Fowler's tragic death, a moment that defined the show's 40th anniversary and left an emotional crater right at the heart of Walford. Now, almost a year on, actor James Bye has finally opened up about why he chose to step away from the iconic role, revealing that the decision was both heartbreaking and, in his own words, a no-brainer. Martin's death, a heroic sacrifice during the devastating Queen Vic explosion, remains one of the show's most memorable twists in years. And although the character is gone, he's certainly not forgotten. His memory continues to weave through Walford, with heartfelt mentions, lingering grief, and ongoing tributes from the characters who loved him. In a candid new interview for EastEnders Insider, carried out by Betway, James Bye reflects on leaving the soap, the honour and heartbreak behind Martin's final storyline, and how life after Walford has opened new doors. It was heartbreaking, James, on filming. Martin's final moments reflecting on Martin's dramatic exit. James admitted the storyline struck him hard. It was heartbreaking, he said. I felt honoured to play the central role, making such a huge sacrifice and to share it with Lacey Turner, my best friend on the show. Martin's death wasn't just another plot twist. It was a defining moment built on years of history, love, and loyalty. It gave the character a powerful send-off that felt earned and unforgettable. James seems to recognise how rare that is. Many actors never get such an emotional farewell, but Martin was granted a true hero's exit. James described the experience as a real seesaw, torn between the excitement of the storyline and the reality that he was saying goodbye to a character he'd lived with for over a decade. You are going to die. He recalled thinking a simple but stark sentence that captures the enormity of his exit. Stepping beyond Walford and why leaving was a no-brainer. Despite the emotional weight of Martin's departure, James revealed he felt a strange clarity when the scripts came in. With a major theatre role on the horizon, PD, James's death comes to Pemberley. The timing felt right. I've always wanted to be an actor who gets to do lots of different things. He explained it was sort of a no-brainer. As an actor, I sort of didn't think past the script. I was just like, this is a brilliant script. It's a great story. I get to work with the best actor. While many soap actors stay for the comfort of steady work, James thrives on challenge. From Strictly Come Dancing to theatre, he embraces new worlds. That's why Martin's death wasn't an ending. It was the doorway to the career James truly wants. Life after Martin and what comes next. James also briefly touched on EastEnders behind-the-scenes changes, including new executive producer Ben Wadey, as well as the ongoing Strictly Advantage debate, though he kept his tone supportive and light. What's clear, though, is that James has no regrets. His affection for the cast, the crew, and especially Lacey Turner is unmistakable, and while Martin Fowler's absence is still deeply felt in Walford, James Bye seems energised by the chance to explore new creative paths. As a viewer, I think Martin's death, as devastating as it was, actually preserved the character's legacy perfectly. He didn't fade away. He went out in a blaze of courage, loyalty, and love, and that's a rare gift in soaps.
Cảm ơn bạn đã theo dõi kênh. Hẹn gặp lại.
Max Branning returns to Walford, and 3 explosive storylines ignite at once. Max Branning is officially heading back to Albert Square, and, true to form, the moment he steps foot in Walford, chaos follows. It feels almost poetic. Max never returns quietly. And from what I can see, this comeback is set to shake multiple families to their core. Honestly, I think this might be one of EastEnders' most dramatic reintegrations of a character in years. Max isn't just walking into old drama, he's walking straight into a firestorm. A dramatic entrance, Max arrives on the day of the number 25 Inferno. According to insiders, Max turns up unannounced on the very day that number 25 is engulfed in flames. And in classic Max fashion, the timing couldn't be more chaotic. No one's rolling out the red carpet. Our source teases, and it's easy to see why. Max Branning has left scorched earth behind him more than once. But Max, he doesn't care. If anything, he thrives in the middle of mayhem. Within hours of arriving, Max is at Oscar Branning's hospital bedside. Oscar, who bravely saved Zoe from the blaze, is now fighting to recover. Despite everything, Max remains a father who cannot stay away when his son's life is at risk. And this is where the emotional powder keg truly begins to spark. One of the most intense reunions comes when Max faces Zoe again, a woman whose life has been spiraling since their messy entanglement. The last time we saw this pair together, Max rejected her, chasing after her cousin Stacey only to be rejected by Stacey as well when she bolted off to Brazil. The whole situation left Zoe humiliated, heartbroken, and now battling her own mysteries and traumas. I think this reunion will hit deeper than viewers expect. Zoe has endured a stalking campaign, searched desperately for her long-lost child, and barely survived the fire. Running into Max again, the man who abandoned her when she was most vulnerable, feels like the last thing she needs, but exactly the thing the story needs. As if seeing Zoe weren't enough, Max then comes face to face with another ghost from his past, Linda Carter. Their fraught affair almost destroyed Linda's marriage to Mick. And, while years have passed, the emotional wreckage hasn't gone anywhere. Linda returns to the square after months away on a cruise, completely unaware that Max is back at the exact same moment. When they agree to go for a drink at the Albert, the tension is undeniable. And here's where things get truly explosive. Max still has no idea that little Annie is his daughter. Linda has kept that secret buried since the moment Annie was born. But now, both Oscar and Lauren know they have a half-sister. The walls are closing in, and it feels inevitable that the truth will soon surface. In my view, this is the most emotionally loaded storyline in the entire arc. Max finding out he's a father again will send shockwaves through the square, and knowing Max, his reaction could go anywhere. And let's not forget Lauren. She's already drowning in guilt after stealing money from Jimmy. And Max's sudden return threatens to expose everything she's worked to hide. Lauren and Max's relationship has always been complicated, a mixture of loyalty, resentment, trauma, and love, now, with Lauren's latest lie hanging over her. Max's reappearance forces her to confront the parts of herself she avoids most. I think this dynamic could be fascinating. Max often brings out both the worst and the most honest version of Lauren, and seeing the two collide again could be one of the biggest emotional beats of the winter episodes.
Cảm ơn bạn đã theo dõi kênh. Hẹn gặp lại.